Go.
Yeah, let me do that. Hey, good afternoon. Happy Sunday. Welcome to Navigating the Gap, sponsored by the Trio. My name is Renee. I'm an action coach, and I'm here with my sister.
Leslie. And I'm so glad to be here, the CEO of your household, helping you all navigate life in the many areas so that it becomes easier for you.
Yes. So, in navigating the gap, and actually, that is really talking about the different levels of that we all go through, whether when we are trying to decide if we are going to embrace the situation, when which is denial often is looked at as being negative, but sometimes
Hmm.
denial is protective. When you have to embrace the fact that your senior parents need you more than they used to. Before we needed our parents. Now that our parents need us, and
Hmm.
some of us stay in denial about that truth longer than we should. And
Hmm.
so, in navigating the gap begins with realizing there's something going on. You may not be totally clear about what that something is, but you have to continue the journey until the clarity comes. And when the clarity comes, we're praying for you that you will embrace the truth and eventually come to the point where you take responsibility for what it is for you to do. So, we normally are talking to some of our parents that we are talking about autism in real time. Today, we are going to talk about autism in real time. We're going to talk about caregiving. We're going to talk about role reversal between children and adults, parents. So when the adult children need to reverse the role with their adult parent and the challenges that come with that. And hopefully, we'll be able to leave you some encouraging words that you will, in the gap, not stay in denial too long,
Hmm.
embrace that there are some things for you to do, and that you will embrace that, take ownership of it, and do it with confidence. That's our conversation today. So, Leslie, I see you are ready to go. So go ahead and share.
Well,
What's on your
first of
mind?
all, thank you. I am so glad to be here on this Palm Sunday. I pray that everybody is having a wonderful Sunday with family and friends as this journey, as we're entering into Jesus's next stage, as he has now walked through, and people have shouted, "Hosanna, Hosanna!" Um, in
Yes.
his, his life living on this earth. Um, but one of the things that we're talking about, the confidence that that Renee discussed, is it's just we're here to kind of just spread some more thoughts, food of thoughts for you. Um, Caregiving is challenging, but also just figuring out some other ways to handle it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Thinking of the role of the adult, whether it's a parent or a relative or a friend that you are now in the role to support in caregiving, and them being the ones that have always made the decisions. And now you or a group of you, it could be a support system, are
Yes.
now working to provide support to that person. They're not children. They're used to handling their affairs. Now you're saying, well, who's managing my bank account and who's making sure, um, I can't drive anymore. I can't do these things. Building the confidence to hold conversations, navigate situations in a manner where you're not telling them what to do. Some points you might have to, but if someone is very adamant and they're angry and they don't want to do things, it's going to take time
Right.
for them to build confidence in what you can provide, what services you can provide,
Mm-hmm.
how you can support them. It takes time. And you go on a job, and Sally was always the one to go to. You're a new employee, and everybody went to Sally, and you're sitting there on the sidelines like, I can do the same thing that Sally can do. You had to prove yourself. You had to show up to meetings. You
Yeah,
had to give examples of what your skill set was. And then eventually, Sally was not the go to because there are probably other things for Sally to do to elevate to another level. You begin to become that go to. So I want you to think about it in that manner of you now being the go to, you now being the person that you, as the caregiver, will be called on to assist, navigate, or support. How does that happen? It takes time. It takes
absolutely.
it takes time. Sometimes, depending on the level of care that someone needs, it might be urgent and they have no other choice but to say, my hands are up. I can't do anything. I need your help. But there are also times where the person really needs help, but they're fighting you every step of the way.
Absolutely.
It's little gentle things that you can do, gaining that support, gaining that. Instead of saying, I'm taking your car keys, I'm going to make sure that you get to your doctor's appointment.
Okay,
It's
now
scheduled
Leslie.
what day?
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
Leslie. We're going now. Now we're getting into the real nitty gritty. We're not going to rush over it because that
Okay.
is a tough one.
That's a tough
Nobody,
one.
no one, you are not walking up to that parent who has been the adult and buying the cars, buying the house, been in charge of everything, and just like, oh, mom or dad, I'm going to take your keys. You're not going to
Yeah,
drive anymore.
can't do that.
Oh no,
Mm-hmm.
there are levels to that conversation.
Mm-hmm.
There are multiple. Let me encourage you if you've already tried it and it didn't work, and you've been scared to go back, you might have to go back 10 more times. However, this is very important. Leslie she's giving you all the points, but Leslie, tell us, it takes it's
It takes
every
time.
person, it
It,
takes time, it takes and then at the same time, they can't drive anymore.
they
They've
really can't.
already banged the neighbor's house up, or they've already had an accident, they've already gotten lost more than one time. They have already, like, by the time, let's be real, by the time you have made the decision, because like you said, you've talked to the other siblings and you've had the conversations, and you guys are just like, has any, like, you have a tracking system on them, their phone has like a tap in it, so you can look on your phone and you're just like, okay, they are literally 45 minutes away, we don't know where they are, and then thank God
Mm-hmm.
they come home, they come home. And so finally you get to the day, like, this is D-Day, right, that you are like, not only can they not drive anymore, but we are taking away their access to their car that has their name on it, that
Mm-hmm.
is in their garage or wherever they have it parked at. Like, now you are literally coming. Oh, it's
Mm-hmm.
about to be a knockdown drag out.
Oh,
But
it
keep in mind,
it really is.
the goal, this is the thing that has to push, and you have to, like Leslie's going to tell us how to have grace. But the push in our back
Mm-hmm.
is, I don't want them to hurt anybody else. And God knows I don't want them to hurt themselves.
Yep.
You gotta be dog that, like, you gotta be honest with yourself. Go
Mm-hmm.
stand in a mirror and tell me you can live with the fact that that senior,
Mm-hmm.
either they can't see no more out that left eye. That left eye is not working at all, and that arm is literally paralyzed, and they are only using one hand to drive, and they cannot remember how to get from their house to the corner and then back. All of this stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
you have that face to face in the mirror conversation with yourself, adult child, and that if you allow them to drive, somebody is gonna get hurt. And can you live with that? It has to be that kind of conversation that you have to have with yourself,
Mm-hmm.
that you will now say, when we have this conversation. And we're saying air quotes conversation, but at the end of this scrap, because it might get a little
Action
scrappy,
will be taken.
keys will be removed and they will not have access to the car, period. Now you might need to, after it's over, oh, you might feel like you need to go into a room and lock the door. I mean, you may feel like you need to remove yourself from harm's way, but get it done.
Get it
That's
done,
my
and then, it's getting over the feeling. So there are several situations that I have been in where, one person had an accident.
mm,
The car was prayerfully no one was hurt,
okay.
but that was the action that happened. And I'm sure there are a number of people that can relate. An accident happened or they got lost, and that was the point. Now, you're praying that someone comes to their senses and says, you know what? It's getting confusing out here. Every time I drive, I got to give it up.
Yeah.
But I've known a family, they took the keys, they took the car, and the parent went to the car dealership and bought another car, parked it around the corner.
Oh my
No
God.
one knew until, after a while they found out. So
Wow.
it is really imperative. So we're not making light of the situation.
Absolutely
It's
not.
this is people are used to having control. So how do you build the confidence in how do they start having confidence in you? Because it's tough.
It is.
This allowing people to come into your life and now manage taking you to the doctors, manage setting
Yeah.
up your appointments, manage
Yeah.
and it doesn't have to be dementia. This is physical ailments.
Yep.
It can be just my body doesn't have the capacity to do what I used to do.
Right.
Um and so we're saying work together with your family, the loved one that might be refusing. It's got to take sometimes little steps at a time, but there is, like Renee said, the point that those keys are going to have to be taken.
Yeah.
It might be ugly for a while. It might be that the person is so upset with you, they don't want you in their house, they're yelling at you.
Yeah.
But over time, love and compassion has to then start coming into play. And it's difficult. It's like,
Yeah.
they won't let me do this. The prayers, other people to support you to say, hey,
Absolutely.
um, somebody else to come in. It might be a third person that you say, okay, you need to go talk to such and such. Can
Hmm.
you take them to such as and kind of take it off of you so that
Yes.
you're not the one just always being hit with, you won't let me do this, you won't let me do that. But
Right.
for them to slowly see, oh, I might need help. And we're people, as we get older, as we age, it's so many feelings that the person that needs the caregiving is going through. They're
Yes.
losing control.
Yeah.
They don't have that capacity and they're not ready to let it go. And the prayer is over time that they start to see, oh man, I did need that. I might refuse to still say I need the help, but in their mind, prayerfully, they're starting to see that that support will help. That, oh, okay, they took me to the doctor. I don't even remember how I used to go there before, or oh, this is less stress on me. I can just be picked up and dropped off. This is just, we're just talking
Yeah.
about
We're
one
no.
area and really just
Yeah.
about confidence, conversation, prayer, support
Yes.
to move forward in that relationship of caring for someone. And it
Yes.
is difficult. It
It
is
is very difficult.
not drag down fights. It's really difficult. But then there's joy on the other side when there's acceptance and that person says, Well, thank you for doing whatever. It could be a small thing, and you go, oh, okay, Jesus, I gotta thank you.
Yeah,
Let's move on to the next thing. And
yeah,
it's not easy. I mean,
it's
some
not.
people are working through this by themselves, and it's important to get support because it is difficult. It is difficult, but just trying to build that confidence in them, having confidence in you, and you building confidence so that you can have either the conversation or the support to get what you need. Go ahead, Renee.
Yeah, I wanted to just come in for a second here and say, this is hard, and we're seeing it. You know what they say about 2020. Hindsight is 2020. It is not. And people that are listening to this, that are in the thick of it, that if wherever you are a part of this journey, whether you're just heading in and you are like bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and you don't know what you're heading into, or you're midway through and it's been a journey for you, or you're somewhere in the middle and it's all tears and it's heartache, and you're like, well,
Mm-hmm.
they never say thank you, and they never, I just got cussed out last night, and you know what I'm saying, like, it's all those things. It just depends on where you are in the journey.
Mm-hmm.
But like we said, we're saying from hindsight that, both sides are insecure and nervous. You as the adult child, and the parent who is an adult and has been for 60, 70, 80 years of their life, are nervous too. And
Mm-hmm.
some of us, we don't want you to forget. I think part of this conversation today, because Leslie and I were talking about it, um, was, we assume that that adult who's been the parent, who's been, making all these decisions for us, even, that they are fine, they're confident, like, oh, he's just being mean, or she's just being, no, they're scared,
Mm-hmm.
they're
Mm-hmm.
nervous, how do you go from running everything, being in charge of you've handled your business, or not, you may not have been a perfect adult and gotten it all
Mm-hmm.
together, and now you have to let this person who you've known since they were a child now come in and take over your life. Are you kidding? I'm not telling you thank you for taking me to the doctor. I'm like, well,
Mm-hmm.
like, are you kidding? Did you even know how to get my medicine? I've been doing this all my life. So we have to take in that there's so many emotions that are in play. So one of the things that Leslie and I kind of thought about this whole, we're gonna tell the adult child, you adult children, we're gonna say, okay, hold on for 1 second. We want you to shift positions, and we want you to see it from your parents or your adults or your aunties or whoever it is that you are taking care of now. You're now becoming their primary caregiver. And one of the things we said is that they are looking for your confident voice.
Mm-hmm.
They're looking for you to be, okay, so you're in charge,
What
but
now?
what now? Where are we going? Because
Mm-hmm.
up until now, they've made those decisions.
Mm-hmm.
So, also, the challenge back to the adult child from those parents, and help me out if I'm saying it right, Leslie,
Mm-hmm.
is the parent who may come across as feisty, mad. They might be cussing and doing. They're just, you're like, oh, they may be sundowning and having. They may have been in pain for the last 45 days, and they've been taking medication and it's not working, and there's so many different things in play here that you, the adult child, might be like, I don't, mommy is so unruly, I can't keep her calm. Now you want me to go and take the keys from her? Well, guess what, those parents, like, as little babies, you needed, what did they tell us? That baby needs a nap.
Yep.
That baby needs structure.
Mm-hmm.
You need to give that baby a bedtime and a meal time, and the baby needs a book and does not need to watch TV, or all these things that the baby needs. Well, now,
Mm-hmm.
baby, you are an adult,
Mm-hmm.
and your parents need to hear your adult voice.
Yep.
Mom, you are not able to drive anymore. Girl, girl, you just hit the neighbors, knocked the whole mailbox down, and it's on the ground. Really? Did I? Yes. Take them to the window and let them see.
Mhm.
And we don't want nothing else to happen to you. I'm going to drive you wherever you need to go. Well, I've been driving. They're going to give fight back, right?
Mhm.
They was in the car when they hit the mailbox. They
Right.
know what it feels like to have an accident. That was them driving. So they experienced it. We are encouraging our adult children today to find your confident voice. Come out of denial of, oh, I can't tell mommy what to do or daddy what to do. They need you to show them that you got it.
It's
So,
important. It's
yes. So
important.
what were
And
some of the things we were saying that the adult child can
you
do?
got to lead with love and you got to lead with authority. Sometimes that authority, your authority, or arguing with the person is not necessarily the way to go.
Right.
They've got to hear it. Do you have to take a deep breath to do it? If you're afraid, you got to move in it because it's going to be worse. If you're afraid and going, I can't handle it, it is scary.
Yes.
It is scary. It
For
is
both parties.
challenging. And that is for both parties. And that's why we offer get some support. Let run it by somebody else. You might have to have someone else tell them to support you to say, hey, now you know your daughter is doing everything that she needs to do to get you. That might be that uncle, that aunt, or somebody else in the
Or the
family,
doctor. The
or the
doctor will
doctor,
support you.
or the doctor will support. Um, that way, it's not just you. Caregiving, and some people are only children. Some people might be living somewhere they don't have anybody else to care. But your doctor's office, uh, if you have to get a social worker, whatever it needs to be, start building that support so that you can go forth and be able to. I'm here to help you have a better life, better quality of life. This is what we're moving towards. It might be not be um, what you thought, but now we're here. So how do we make it better?
So speak to the fear. I'm going to say, we're going to speak to the fear in the room. Mom, I or dad, I
Hmm.
know that you are I know that you have that you are uncertain about how
Hmm.
what's next. I know that you don't trust me to take over the bills. But because and you can give a couple examples, you don't have to beat them down in the ground about it in a negative way, but because of how it's been going, I know that you this is something that you don't need to do anymore, and I am going to do it for you. I will check in with you. We can talk about this on Fridays. I'm going to let you know what bills that I paid. Like, I mean, everybody's at a different level, so
Hmm.
this is where my coach would say, Coach Glenn would say, over communicate. So you're gonna this is and you may not be good at over communicating, but do you want someone, if you want to cut down on the extra emotion and anger and upsetness, over communicate with your adult parent.
Hmm.
I'm going to do, and until they are, because your goal is to build confidence, you want them to be like, oh, Junior got it. And they can go watch their favorite TV show. But they're
Hmm.
not going to do that as long as they're afraid you don't know how to handle things. And they may never do it. I'm not promising, and Leslie and I are not promising
No,
that
no,
this is the answer. That
no.
we got some feisty people
It's
out here that they are just
it's
like,
work
I
to
don't
be
even
done,
care
and
what you
it's
say. I'm still, but
hmm
we're just giving you a framework. Over communicate. On Friday, I'm taking over the finances, but what I'm going to do on Friday, I'm going to come back to you. You're always going to still have money in your pocket. You'll have that one card that you can use all the time. I'll use the everything else. I'm going to pay the over communicate. And you might be like, why should I do that? Because you want them at some point to trust that the transition, the reversal was the right choice for them.
hmm
They have
hmm
to, you need their buy-in. You
yes.
want their buy-in. And
Hmm.
I don't know, I know I got it with my mom. I don't know if I ever got the buy-in with my dad, because he was like, I don't know, he was an OG and he just was like not having it.
Hmm.
But like Leslie said, we have a team, my sister was his person. So some things, I was like, they said good cop, bad cop. I
Mhm.
was the bad cop. I was like lowering the boom. You can't drive. You can't do this. You can't do that. Oh, that was my role. Okay. But
Mhm.
her role was swooping in and saying, oh, let's go get some ice cream. Let's go, you know, go visit your favorite place. Like, and I was okay with that because it brought him comfort
Mhm.
and it brought him peace.
Yeah.
So, but somebody has to still, we're just saying today, and I think that we're saying it in a way that we don't want to rush past it because we know people are in the thick of it and they're just like, what do I do?
Yeah, it's
It
hard. It's
is,
hard. Yeah, and we're not it's not a as a matter of fact, this is a process. This
yeah,
is um multiple steps by step to get there. It doesn't happen overnight. We just want you to be encouraged to build the confidence in having the conversation, be encouraged that your loved one at some point will get to the point of realizing that they do need help, that your support is genuine. And then also the confidence for you to not think you are in this alone, but get support as a team so everything is not on you by yourself. It is heavy.
absolutely.
It is
Mhm.
there are heavy loads. Whatever your life is already life is going to continue to happen for what you already set up in your household
Right.
before your loved one needed your support. And there are more and more people in our lives, in our community, that need that support. People are living longer, or people are having illnesses and they need that support. It could
Yeah.
be very well that it could be a temporary situation where the person
Yeah.
rebounds and can handle things. It could be that, okay, this is my life right now. I have to do every day. Do I get a caregiver in there for a few hours? Do I um hire someone, look at their health insurance to determine who can support me so I'm not doing this all by myself, and saying, you need some help, whoever your loved one is. I can't do this myself all by myself. So I'm going to make sure someone comes in and fixes your breakfast and make sure you take the medicine. Someone comes in to do some light cleaning so that it's not all on you and you feel better.
That point we're going to pin it for a second and
Yep.
say Leslie is saying something very powerful here. This is called ask.
Mhm.
ASK. You must ask for support because as soon as she said you're going to have someone come in and fix their breakfast and make sure they take their medicine, you said, who's going to do that? I'm the only one. Exactly. We understand that is probably the fact for lots of us because
Mhm.
we never had to do this before.
Mhm.
So you have to ask, like
For support.
ask and ask again. I want to say you have to, yes, the Bible talks about ask and seek. We're saying you got to ask for what you need, and
Mhm.
then you're going to ask in multiple directions. You're going to ask the people in the medical professions, the doctor that you go and see. You're going to, when they come in and do their exam for your parent, because now you're going into the doctor's office, into
With
the
them.
exam room with the parent. You're
Mhm.
in there, you're sitting in the extra chair, and the doctor is examining your parent. You are in front of that doctor saying, well, mom's not sleeping at night at all. And mom gives you the dirty look. Ignore her, no, ignore that dirty look because you know she's not sleeping at night. And this doctor might be able to help with that.
Mhm.
And she's up all night, her eyes are wide open, she's not sleeping, and then during the day she's sleeping a little bit, but she's very cranky, she's very upset, she's not taking her med. Give them the rundown
Mhm.
because that doctor has a lot of patients. meaning a lot of other people that they see and they know what to do about it.
Mhm.
So you want them to help you. So you ask your doctor, you ask some of the other seniors in your family. Oh, if they are home, they're retired, they're not doing anything. You say, "Oh, what do you do?" Like, "Oh, they're going to the senior home, to the senior facility, or they're going swimming. They're doing. Can y'all come by? Can you come by on Tuesday because
Mhm.
I need somebody to help." I mean, you need to write that word down, ASK, and start asking. And when you don't get the answers, you pause and you look at it again and you go back at it and you ask somebody else and you
Mhm.
ask someone else until you get the help. Do not sit and say, "I have no one," because it may
No.
be the truth in
Mhm.
one level, right, Leslie? Like, you
Yeah.
really may not have someone, but you have to go and find. So I'm gonna let the expert ask, girl, because Leslie Barnes, she's the real deal. And that's why she can talk about this. She knows what it means to ask and be asked. So there's two
Yes.
sides of that, you
Yes.
know?
So you can be asked as one to support, and with your heart you do that. It's so, I'm big on community.
Yeah.
Um, I tell people I love my neighborhood. I love my neighbors. I am so thankful for them. It takes a community.
Yeah.
We as a people, it's about community.
Yeah.
And community will help soften the blow. It I know we're private. We don't want people to know. I was in a household, all of us, whatever goes on in the house stays in the house.
Yeah.
We now have to help our seniors.
Yeah.
It's important. Our seniors are living longer, whoever that is in your family. And so they need assistance any way they can get it. They
Yeah.
might not want it right away, but your parent, your loved one that you know, you're seeing that they're not keeping they're not shaving like they used to. They're not, then there might be somebody that is willing to come in once every 2 weeks
Yes.
and do a shave.
Yep.
Could be a nephew, it could be somebody from their church, it could be somebody that they used to work with, and that's all they're doing.
Yeah.
But that's one thing that they are starting to say, "Oh, that felt good when he gave me a shake." Those are the little things that can
Yeah. I
help
love that.
move your role as a caregiver in allowing that person to see, "Oh, they are making sure I'm taken care of."
Yeah.
It's really those little things, and sometimes, yes, we gotta hit the door running and say, "Oh, no, you can't do that anymore.
Right.
You
Oh my
can't,
God.
I gotta pull the knobs off the stove because
Ah.
you can't turn the stove on.
Oh my
I have
goodness.
to," because
Yeah. So hard.
it's hard. So
Yeah.
it we
And
just we
heartbreaking. It
it's
hurts your
heartbreak.
heart to have have those conversations.
Mhm. So we
Until like for I can say that the morning, I think it was like 8 o'clock in the morning. My sister just happened, thankfully, to be in the kitchen, and I come around the corner and there's like a fire shooting up straight up in the sky because we already had done away with the whole using the stove to make tea, and she had bought the electric pot, and the electric pot was plugged in. All we had to do was pour in the hot water, and they had been doing it for a while. And this particular day, they took that
forgot.
electric pot and they put it on the stove and turned on
Turned
the
it.
eye because they forgot.
Mhm.
And we didn't get rid of the knobs on the stove. We just gave another solution. So that also talks about evolving and changing.
Mhm.
But in that moment, the fire was, and no one had to say you can't use the stove no more. Like, the all of us were just thankful that the house didn't burn down.
Amen.
We were
Amen.
glad that he didn't, get burnt.
Mhm.
So it also is important to do all the things in your power, and you still need the grace of God. You
Mhm.
still need God to help, and like I said, she was already in the kitchen at the time. I had just come around the corner, also teaching us how to be aware,
Yeah,
be
got to
be in
got to
tune.
be, oh, yeah, be in tune. So it's we're not going to belabor our conversation, but
Yeah.
it's about confidence. I want, we want you to be empowered,
Yeah.
even in navigating this assignment, um, that you are able to do it. You can have the confidence. It may be daunting, but over time, stick with it. Your loved one needs you.
Yeah.
Even if they're yelling and screaming at you,
Yeah.
it's important. You want to have a clear heart. And if you're not the one to do it, then you're going to find the people that can get through. And you might be the overseer, you might be the manager of all of the people that you need to help your loved one. When you're doing that, it's taking some pressure off of you. It is taking extra work because you're dealing with other people, but they're receiving, the loved one is receiving that care,
Yeah.
the assignment, the task from a third party or a fourth party, and it relieves you of some pressure. You're just managing it overall. So
Right.
um, we want you to be encouraged. I want you to just be in a space. Sometimes you got to take a break and be calm and then come back.
Absolutely.
Be
Walk
some,
away.
walk away, walk away with grace, and then just come
Yes.
back, because
Yeah.
there is grace in it. There is grace in it. It's we have to love this.
Yeah.
This is love. It comes in different levels.
Yeah. It does. It really
It
does.
comes in different levels. So we just want you to build with confidence, and we want the loved one that you are caring for to begin to build their confidence, to build based on the actions that you take to support them.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, and that is it. I thank you for sharing that today, Leslie. I think hopefully it encouraged. We wanted to talk about this today about
Mm-hmm.
building confidence in the adult child and the senior parent. So we either whoever listens to this conversation today, whatever role you're in, that you will begin to see yourself and the other person. It's
Mm-hmm.
just a very important. And I mean, that might not be realistic in some cases. You may not be
Yeah.
able to see that, the other person may not be able
No.
to see
And
anything
yeah,
because of the
it's no guarantee.
scenario. We know that everybody's situation is different. We know
Mm-hmm.
that. So we know we're not what we're speaking. You might say, well, that doesn't apply. And we know that 100%. So hear us in this, that may not apply, but what we are saying today is to keep yourself encouraged and keep looking for the answer. There,
Mm-hmm.
it's out there, and
Mm-hmm.
it's in people, because like Leslie said, it's the community. And so we hope that this encouraged you. We're so glad that you joined um navigating the gap today. And I'm really thankful that you came on, Leslie. What, you want to share something to wrap it up today?
You wanted to talk about a nugget.
Oh, right. So
Mhm.
this is for our parents who are have children on the spectrum. If we also talk 2 out of 3 times, we will talk to about autism in real time. And so I wanted to talk about, give a nugget and talk about autism in real time to our autism parents and caregivers out there who are attempting to introduce their young ones or older ones to church, to a house of worship. And believe it or not, you would think that it would be easier to go to a house of worship than it is to go to a school or a public event. But sometimes going to churches and house of worship can be challenging as well. And so
Mhm.
today we want to give you some nuggets, some things to think about when you take your child to the church, either when they're sitting with you in church, or if the church has prayerfully, because you have a young one, that you'll find a church that has like a youth, what is it, youth church, Sunday school,
Mhm.
nursery children's church. And if you do, we want to give you some nuggets to think about when you take that child to the door to sign them in. What does your conversation look like? I mean, Leslie's going to share some things, but first I want to say, if you decide to go to a church, look them up on the website and find out if they have a children's church or a nursery or youth church. A lot of times they have a person on their website who is over that ministry. You can email that. Here's your first nugget. Email that person and say, "Hey, I plan on bringing my child, my family, we're coming, and I have a child." And you can tell them what the child that has, but you can say they have a special need, and I would like to know if your facility will allow them to come into your program. Simple as that. And prayerfully you'll get a response. If you don't, if you send it on Saturday, don't be upset if they don't respond. Like, let's give them, we're gonna do it, like, give them at least 24 to 48 hours. So try to write them earlier in the week if you plan on attending that weekend. So that's one thing. Reach out, let them know that you're coming, and that way they can be expecting you. Leslie?
The other thing is, if that's your church home, um, you want, I think for individuals, we are to open our arms and allow everyone to feel welcome. And in that, that means that your special needs person, they're just as important as anybody else. And they should have the space to worship in the church house. This is what I bring up the word community. It's important. So as members of a church, we have to be welcoming and allow our hearts to show forth that, hey, come on in. We're glad you're here. That might be a little introduction at a time, being used to them coming in, used to people being around, and then let them be who they are. There should be no one should be held from not allowing our community, special needs community, to come in, and that takes patience. That takes support. You want your parent or whoever's caring for that person to feel that you care, and it should be real.
Yeah,
It's important. It's important. If I'm coming and I've never been to a church before, I want to feel loved. They want to feel that love also. They want to feel welcome. Oh, they welcome me. I'm so glad to be here. It is a part of they people. We have a community from all walks of life, and our job is to allow to show the love of Jesus to any and everyone that enters that door.
absolutely. Absolutely. I love that. I love that from the receiving, like Leslie said, if that's your home church, you want that child to go into that, to those children's programs and be
Hmm.
loved and received, and know whatever that ability is that they are dealing with. And I think from the parents' perspective, caregivers' perspective, you are a wealth of information for your children's church leaders or
Hmm.
whoever it is that's running those programs. Don't hold back and watch and say, oh, let's see what they do. But and if
Engaging.
give an opportunity for you to show yourself friendly by giving them information.
Hmm.
Share it and give them the snack, the special snack that they
Yep.
have. Give
Hmm.
them one trick. You don't have to give them all 10 tricks. And when I say tricks, I mean, well, one of the things that they like is, their favorite character is Spider-Man and whatever. Like, if you really want to try
I
to
love
bring
that.
them back to a special attention, this spider, and you can even offer the book and say, this Spider-Man book, and they might say, no, 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 we already have a Spider-Man. Fine, that's fine. But at least they know this kid really likes Spider-Man. So when all else fails, when they're tired of learning about the whale and Moses and the whatever, all the
Pull
other
out
stories,
Spider-Man book. Yes.
right? You pull that Spider-Man book out and you let them read it with no,
Hmm.
and give them a snack. Like, and I that might be uh in a funny way, but also it is also you paying attention. It is also the parent um giving tools to a volunteer at your
Mhm.
church who
Mhm.
is serving. Give them some tools that can help your child, but also help you have
Yeah.
peace of mind. So those are things that I think, that just some tips that we can continue to experience, and bring our children in to experience, worship, the church, the church experience, the youth programs, the
Mhm.
bowling, the skating, and even whatever that they're doing with the young people, you want your young person to experience and do. And that also means be available, be a volunteer, show up on
Mhm.
whatever Tuesday they need. As like the sign, they make you sign all the information and sign
Mhm.
the children in, and at the same time you sign the paper to be a volunteer to work in the class also.
Mhm.
All of that helps. If all of those play into the experience for your child,
It
because
does.
at the end of the day, Leslie, no matter what, we all want our children to know.
Yes.
We want
Jesus.
them to know the love of Jesus, period.
Mhm.
I
That's it.
mean, yeah.
That's our
So
goal, and that's our mission, you know.
that's our
That's
goal
that
and our
that's
mission.
that's a part of discipleship. So, as disciples, as that was one of the messages this morning in our and in that the preacher was giving, um, missionary, being a missionary and discipleship. So we are
Mm,
disciples to all, and that is to share the love with everybody. So we just have to be mindful and be caring and be loving. It just like the parents have challenges experiences with their children. Yes, there may be some challenging experiences, but that's not the end of the world.
right.
Then that child will know, oh, when I felt loved when I came here. Oh,
Absolutely.
before I didn't want to come near them. Now I'm gonna wave. Or
Yep.
before, it's a level, back to the word confidence, building that we are building confidence that they know
Yes.
that we will take, that we are there to support them, building confidence with the parents. It's gonna be okay. Whatever it takes, we're gonna work through it because
Yeah.
it is so needed. I know one church, they have a whole special needs ministry and they do so many great things. They
Yeah.
have a night of elegance where they have them feel like they're going to a prom. It's
Wow.
important. It is
Yeah.
important to
So important.
treat our babies with dignity and respect, just
Yes.
as we do with kids.
Yeah,
So
and not to take it lightly to say, we're saying, the church, but the church is, because it is a place, um I will say,
it's a
where you
sanctuary. It's a
it's a
place.
sanctuary, and as a parent, you assume if you can't take your child anywhere else,
Mm,
you got to be able to take them into the house of the
of the
Lord. Like,
Lord.
surely they're going to be accepted and loved, and I will tell you, um this is a healed heart talking today,
Mm,
because
mm,
this what at another time, my heart was crushed when that was not the case.
mm,
And I know that I am not the only mother who, and the only father, and the only family who has taken their child, um who has a title of special needs,
mm-hmm,
um to a church service, and has been, turned away, or you see them sitting in the main sanctuary because you're wondering, oh, they probably just don't want to take their child into
mm,
no, oh, give me a break. Oh no, I
mm-hmm.
want to take them over there. I
Right,
want them to
right.
play where I want them to play like the other kids are playing, or at least experience it as best
Mm-hmm,
in the way that they experience things. Um, so the crushed, broken heart, it can be healed.
mm-hmm.
um and for me, part of it is, um with baby steps, but also it is encouraging those that are taking their children in, to not say, warning, warning, don't take your child to any kind of,
Yes.
don't do that. You might have to start your own church, and
Mm-hmm.
if because it's going to be a terrible experience. No,
No.
it's going to be, you can own that experience, and you can be a part of the solution, All of us in the entire world are just learning. And so I encourage everybody, if you're listening to this and you've already experienced a broken heart in this area, I encourage you to allow God to heal your heart and get up and try again. There are, like Leslie said, there are churches who have specialized in special needs
Mm-hmm.
ministries in their church,
Yes.
and it's right alongside of all the other ministries, and it's inclusive, and your child can go and get what they need. So, and if that's what you have to do, then you do that. You
Yep.
switch and you go with what is best for your child, because I know that's what we'll do also. uh,
And it's
for-
important. It's
it's
important.
important.
So
So
we want
I'm
you to
glad.
be encouraged on that
Yes, we
note.
want you to be encouraged, and thank you for that, Leslie. I know you're talking from experience, and I really appreciate you for
No,
what
it's
you do
and
for our
what you
young
do as
ones.
well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. We got to do it.
Yes, we do. All
Well,
right,
we
everybody.
hope, yeah, we hope you had continue to have a beautiful um, Palm Sunday. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Renee, for all that you do. And we, as the trio, look
Yes,
forward to sharing with you on another live. Have a
absolutely.
wonderful, wonderful Sunday. Take care, everybody.
Take care.